Alright, quick video here on the how I decided to do an eating character for this one. So I'm gonna have to I guess I'll go through the face part first. So basically it'll end up looking closer. Kind of like that, where the character's just biting into it. The hamburger. So what I did here was I put everything here into a group, and I'll go through all of them here because I haven't finished setting up the whole scene or the character. But while I'm doing that, I'm gonna put everything in one group. It'll help me to play with this a little bit later. The way you can put everything in a whole group, just for someone that doesn't know, I always hit shift and then I just select everything I need. And then once I selected everything, you just unclick shift so you don't grab anything else. And then you just bring it into here, like so. So now everything should be in the same group. There we go. I got a couple of pieces that I have to add, so that's why I'm doing that for me right now. So let's go back to the head part here, so I can kind of break this down. Everything that I have here, you know what? Let's take this layer, and I'm gonna start another one because it may be confusing. So just copy this layer, and it's just basically the character, and then paste layer. So now we only have this. I made it a little bit bigger because I'm tweaking some stuff, but it doesn't have to be this big. You can keep it in your Moho camera space if you like. So let's go back, make sure, yep, everything's still good. Alright, so the hamburger is going to end up being formed with the hand. And what you do is, when you're adding things or separating things, you put everything in the same layer. And if you look at the way that I have everything here, just to let you know, I abbreviate everything. It's just easier for me. That's something I don't need. What's this one? Oh, that's supposed to be the on. Alright, so I abbreviate everything with just initials. So HT is hand top, which is here. The next thing is H, which is head. And it has everything in there, everything that's part of the head. Arm top is AT, which is on top of the body. So the hand top and the arm top are top because they're on top of the body. That's why I call them the top part. B is just for body. It's basically everything without the head. So it's just basically this. In another video, I'm gonna go ahead and add bones to this, but whenever I'm doing or a short clip, and it depends on the animation of how I add bones and then add pieces. So for a quick video for the body, I have just a whole piece. And sometimes what you could do is you could break down the body, meaning that you'll have the top part, or for me personally, what I'll do is I'll have this centerpiece, which will be the top of the body, and then all of these bottom parts will be separate, meaning the legs, I'll have a separate piece here for the waist, and then the legs will consist of two separate pieces, which will be like the calf, and then from the shin that'll be separated, and then that'll be the same thing for the legs. So, but for this particular animation, I have a whole piece because I'm really just dealing with the arms, the head, and the hands. So I don't really need to break this whole piece down. So that's why it's just one whole piece. But what I can do, since I'm just doing a video here, I can add all my bones now. And I just go up here and just create a new bone. And just my body piece, which is this whole piece, I just put that in there like so, and then I can start adding my bones to the body. So add bone. Usually what you would do is you would have a lot of different bones for the legs and for the calves and then the shin and then the feet. But for this one, I'm only going to need the character to kind of bend back and front. So I'll have a center point bone here, and then I'll add another one here where I want it to bend for the stomach, and I'll add another one going all the way up towards where the shoulders would be. And here I'm going to kind of spider out. I'm going to create some shoulder bones. So I'll have a bone from this point here right to where the shoulder joint would be, and then I'm going to add another one, but I got to make sure that the parent of this bone is the center bone. So this center one here, and then I add another bone here where I think the shoulder will be, so right about there. And I'm gonna do something else here. I'm gonna add some bones on this side. I'm just gonna add a little small one, and then bone here, and then just a long bone like so. And this is just something where if I want to be able to adjust the backpack, or the illusion of it, the backpack adjusting. And then a couple more bones here. Go back to the center point here, right there. So we're clicking on this bone. It's just so we want it parented to the correct bone. And a couple more bones here. So I'm gonna have one just come up towards right about the center part where the neck would start, right about there. I'm gonna bring this one, next one here, all the way across, and I'm gonna bring one down like so, and go back to this So I parent the right bone, add another bone going up, like so. And then I'm going to, let's see how I want this to work. So I'll bring one here, and that'll be the end of that. Then I'll go back to my center bone here, and then we'll add a full neck bone, like that. And then I'll go back to the centerpiece here, and then I'll bring a bone up like so, and then like right about there, and then up again here. Okay, I think that's all I really kind of need there. The reason I'm adding these other little bones is because of the movement that I want to make, if I want to make movement. So I'll just show you some of the things here. So if I want to move this back part, I can kind of stretch this. I can bend this here as well, kind of make movement there. If I want to move, you know, this here, I can. The thing about this is only for subtle movements, like little things, you know, so where you're not moving everything. You gotta just be careful of where you put the bones. You could technically, if you want to be more detailed, this whole body piece, if I wanted to separate this top piece from the body, so where that the body's not moving, I could do that, but it's not really needed for this part. So we do have neck movement that it'll give the illusion the neck's moving. It's in the jacket, and then here where I could, you know, bring this in. Remember, the head's on top, so a lot of this will be hidden, and you can kind of play around with this, like little movements that you want to add. This here, kind of like moving for the shoulder. Same thing here. Little movement here. Yep, didn't want to do that. Undo. There we go. Like tucking this in. Kind of play around, but you can add different bones and change the strength of the bone to make different things happen. But the only reason I really want to add these bones is I really just want to have this kind of thing happen. I want to be able to have it bend over or up. It's pretty much all I really want to do. Everything up here is going to be like little things, little movements. But that's how I would do that. So let me bring back my other stuff here. And when I do move these other ones, a lot of it I keep separate. So if I'm moving this, I have the option to move the hand and everything else, but you could have those bones together. It's up to you. I'm not going to do that for this, so I'll show you. You could move everything you want. Takes a little bit longer, but all of those things will fall into place. You won't all the movements that you're making, everything's hidden, so and this is by moving the layers. It just takes a little bit longer to do it this way. So you have to remember where everything is as far as in the place. and then you're moving the layers and the bones at the same time. So you gotta remember, you know, those are separate movements. When you're moving the layer, it's here, then the bones are separate. But when you do the animation, you just gotta make sure you take your time and move everything where it needs to be. If you're using the layers, it takes a little bit longer, but I've played around with it a little bit. Because you're basically moving everything piece by piece. And again, if you had everything attached to the bones attached to the arm, you wouldn't have to do it this way. Everything would just move in place. But for this, I'm trying something different on this one. I'll kind of play around with this later. This video will be like an hour long. Alright, so let me leave that there. And we're going to grab our old layer here. There we go. So on the head, and so when I open up the head part here, the way I did the mouth, everything was pretty much real simple. So the pieces for the hamburger are here in one layer, and it's a switch layer. So I have the hamburger before and then the hamburger after. So that's all it is. So basically you have these two images inside the same layer, and then the switch layer. The byte starts at 3. Oh, sorry. Byte starts at 3 1/4. So right there is where the switch happens, and that's going to correspond with the mouth. we go here, go to our mouth layer. Sorry, that's a head. This is the mouth. All right. So the mouth here is just basically open and closing. That's it. So if we time it right where, remember, if we're looking at our hamburger, that switch comes in at 3 1/4, right when the mouth closes. So if we're at the 3 mark here, go to the mouth, and right there is where you see it close. It actually closes at 4, but when I did it right on the quarter, it looked weird, so I chose to have it close all the way at 4. And that's it. It's just open and closing, and then a switch layer for the hamburger. That's it. So I hope that helps. And let me go back here. Oh, the chewing part. The chewing part with the chin is a bone that I just added to the head. So let's go ahead and clear out Alright, so if we're looking at the head, and the way these bones are set up, they're kind of same way I did with the other video with the body. They're all here for separate reasons. But for the head, I have this bone that I just added, this single bone here. And that's for the chin to just move. So it's just this little piece here that moves. So when the mouth is closed, it'll look like it's chewing. And I just kind of bounce it around. So when the mouth closes, I can bring it in or kind of move it around like I like. Real simple. So that's just the chewing. So the mouth is just opening and closing. The hamburger is 2 separate images, and they're on the switch. And when I get to where I want the mouth to close, it closes and the mouth closes, and the switch layer activates. And then for the chewing part, it's just the bone that I added down near where the chin is for the head, and that's it. All the other bones that you see that are part of the face, they're the head is just one image. So all the bones are pretty much controlling everything that that one image is doing. All the everything else is separated, but the head, it has all these separate bones. Cause I just wanted for all the little subtle movements for the eyes, kind of shrinking down or the head moving. So I added. I kind of played around with adding bones in certain places, and I move them subtly, because you can't do like big movements for the animation when you're doing it this way, because it warps everything, and it takes time to move the eyes and the eyebrows when you do the movements. But it's just something I was playing around with to see if it would work. Some of it works, some of it I have to kind of tweak, play around with, but kind of makes it look like he's chewing, or I want to be surprised. I can use the bones to kind of make the face do different things, and the chewing part was there's other ways to do it, but that was the easiest way that I decided to do it for that scene. So hope that helps. The other video I'll do is gonna just have the full body there where the arm actually comes up. It's already kind of set up that way, where the hand is wrapped around the hamburger. And the hamburger will be added to the hand. So when the hand goes down, the hamburger will go with it. But the face and everything like that, again, is all those separate bones that are added. So when you see this kind of shrink and the head goes back, and then the expression changes a little bit, not too crazy. It's just because of all the bones that are added to the face, or that one image. Alright, I'll do a breakdown of the head separate, all the different things that are added to kind of make the head work, and the hat and everything else, so that you can see the difference in the way the face works. Okay, I hope that video helps. Thank you very much for subscribing. I'm gonna try to get out more videos with me verbally explaining things. I think that'll help out a lot more. And thanks again.